All right, after talking about rocks and looking at their distribution all over Oregon, by the way, this is an Owyhee rock, we should also recognize that that thin veneer of broken down rock that covers the earth or covers up the rocks that we mentioned earlier, the soil is very, very, very important to life. It's actually known as the critical zone in which life can be supported, or carbon-based life, and most of the life here on planet Earth. There are a few things that can survive outside of the critical zone. We call those extremophiles because they live extremely. But just like behind me here at Lions Park, we have a grassland type of soil. So first of all, soils develop from the top down. As the rain falls on top of them, the mobile elements grab onto the rain and they filter down through the soil column, where at the bottom of the soil column in the zone of accumulation, you have an accumulation of clays and other mobile cations. On the other hand, there's also elements that are very immobile in the soil column. So when it rains, they, instead of moving down, they stay up in the higher soil column. Due to this, in areas with a lot of precipitation, such as tropical environments, you have an ultra amount of leaching from the leaching zone down to the zone of accumulation. That also means all the immobile elements stay up in the top of the soil profile. So this is actually why tropical soils, if you've ever looked at pictures or videos of Brazil or the rainforest, where the soil is very, very red, because a lot of the mobile elements have been leached out, and that leaves behind things like iron and aluminum that are very rich in tropical soils. So if soil develops from the top down, what we have out here then is topsoil, or the zone of leaching from above. So now what I'd like you to do with your small container from the supplies list, and this can be a yogurt container or anything, just something with a lid and something that's clear that you can see through for this exercise. Then also maybe a hand shovel or even a spoon would be useful, just something to be able to scoop up. And a little bit of water that will mix with our soil. So I just found a random place out here in the middle of the city, really. You can use any soil for this, whether it's way out in the country or in the middle of town. So I'm gonna move aside some of the bark mulch here, and then down here in the more dirt and soil, just gonna scoop a little bit up. Not very much, okay? I don't really need very much. Okay, and we'll add a little bit of water. Okay, again, I don't even need very much water. And put my lid on. Okay, and give this a little shake. And then with that, I'm just gonna set it down and let it settle for a little while. As it settles, the heavier grains, the sand grains or heavier elements will fall to the bottom. The slightly smaller grains will fall next, and then the smallest little particulates and the lightest stuff will settle last. And what you'll see in your container is already starting to settle. Okay, what you'll see in your container is a division of 3 different things. And what I'd like you to do in your booklet is to draw or to illustrate what you see in your container. The bottom of the sand and larger particles, then the clay particles, and finally on top, it's probably mostly organic material. The very rich material in the soil that comes from the decay of other plants and animals, which then gives nutrients and other qualities to the soil. Okay, so this was exercise 4 in your in your outdoor school booklet about what is a soil. And I hope through this couple of minutes and through this simple exercise that you were able to see how a soil is developed, and then also how we classify them based on grain sizes. Okay, we'll see you next week.